After COVID lockdowns, moving across the country, a year of dental emergencies, getting surgery, a month of traveling, my comeback tour starts now. Back on my challenge grind. I'm excited to be the best athlete I can possibly do. I wanted to take a scientific approach to this as I documented this entire series, so I thought it'd be really cool to have my baseline today. I'm actually going to be getting my body fat percentage done at a Dexa, test my metabolism, VO2 max, all to have a nice baseline returning from surgery. Crazy coincidence, the day after I got my Dexa scan, Kim Kardashian went and got one and posted it online, and of course it made headlines next to her and Pete's breakup. So we're going to discuss the impact she has when she shares something like her body fat percentage online and dive into some literal experiments. After about 8 years of retiring from competitive sports, 5 years from like the fitness bodybuilding world, I'm finally in a place that I've done a lot of soul searching and like found my direction I want to go with life. And so I finally hired a coach again. Series day 1. To start the 6-month challenge, my weekly split is currently 1 session with a personal trainer, 2 explosive exercise focused sessions on my own, 1 to 2 fitness classes a week, berries, spin, etc. Honestly, because that's just social time with me and my friends, then daily mobility and my run streak. I'm going to be working with trainer for specific goals, because that's what I know I'm also going to cover in today's episode. 3 things that I'm using that you might be able to use, just 3 hacks that actually I got from Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist at Stanford. 3 tactics to achieve any fitness goal. They're applicable to whether it's weight loss, want to build muscle, drink more water, whatever your goal is. Tip number 1 of achieving any fitness goal. First, you got to figure out the big picture and you got to reverse engineer it to small little goals. If you're running a marathon, you can't spend the whole time thinking of the finish line because that feels too far away. What you think of is like just stare at like a light post a little bit farther ahead. I'm just gonna run to that light post. When you get there, think of the next one. I love playlists. I have my playlist on Spotify and my second YouTube channel. I just think of like, I just have to run to the end of this song. And once the end of the song is there, you're like, oh, already did that. Go on. Which is why I also do my run streak. I don't concentrate on 365 days. I just concentrate on like 1 more day. I've said this once, and I will say it again. There's also another hack: wear cute clothes. Keltie, that seems very superficial. Yes, it is, but it works, because if I got a cute workout outfit, I'm not wasting it. Oh, Keltie, what is this lovely beverage? This was the best thing I've ever created. I'll get to that in a second. I don't gatekeep my outfits. There's this beautiful cherry brown. We got beautiful blue. This amazing brown. Honestly, if this video tanks and no one clicks on the thumbnail, I'm just gonna title it Exposing My Nudes on the Internet. Nudes. I got a few fitness goals right now, which you're gonna see on the channel. If you put 2 and 2 together, you might be able to figure them out, but I'm not gonna announce them. And the reason is I also want to teach a lesson and something for myself. And so the one tip I had was reverse engineer, is just think of smaller goals that lead you there. But sometimes when you spend so long on that, like the vision board, is that gives the satisfaction of actually accomplishing the goal without doing the goal. You're like, oh, I'm gonna learn to play trumpet. People are like, that's awesome, I'm so proud of you. And you get that dopamine hit. But on the same side, I think it's really important to have someone that's going to keep you accountable. Example, hiring a trainer. A good trainer isn't going to reward you for telling you your goals. So, okay, that's the goal. And they're going to almost give you no feedback. You kind of want that. Like I told my trainer, I was like, I want this, this, and this. Well, actually, we got to do this, this, this. There was no praise. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. But that's what you want. Speaking of all these little hacks you could do to achieve any fitness goal, the ultimate hack to just nutrition. You guys know what's coming. If you don't know by now, have you even been watching my videos? But the one and only, the GOAT. Best travel hack. If you want to save money instead of buying 30 supplements that you never use because they collect dust to the back of your apartment, AG1. Because it is your nutritional insurance. It's 75 vitamins and minerals and whole food source, superfood probiotic. It's everything in one and the highest of quality. It is NFS certified, so that means even athletes, pro athletes who are going to get drug tested are fine to take it. It is keto, paleo friendly. It's going to support energy with B12, digestion. It's got slippery-elm, spirulina, immune supporting things like zinc citrate and ashwagandha. It's got your probiotic, it's got your prebiotic. Ideally, you would have every food, but the reality is we don't. The reality is today I didn't have enough fermented foods. I didn't have probiotics. You know what? I know I had this, so it's just nice and nutritional insurance, especially when I'm traveling. Which brings me to the promotion I have for you guys. If you go to my link down in the description, you'll get a year supply of the vitamin D3 K12 and 5 free travel packs, which are just so nice. Pop it into your carry-on. It is a game changer for your immune system, provides you with everything to make you have ultimate performance every day. So go to my link down in the description, and with your first purchase, you'll get a year supply of the D3 K12 and the 5 free travel packs. Thank you, Athletic Greens, for not just even sponsoring my videos, sponsoring my life, my health. Like, I'd be in a lot rougher shape coming back from Ibiza. Had I not drank this every single morning while traveling. Hey, This is my first attempt at a chin up post boo. Oh. Okay, I can do one. That felt really painful. Right now I'm off to get my metabolic rate tested, which seems all fine and dandy until I looked at last night that I have to fast for 12 hours, which is fine. I can't have any caffeine. So if I'm not funny in these next few clips, just know I'm struggling. See, I don't know how to describe, I'm struggling. I'm just gonna take this bad boy and save you for later. You guys are gonna be so thankful for this. On TikTok, because that's all of our personalities now. Jalapeno rosé. And what did I... Don't listen to my advice always, but this one, listen to. Jalapeno rosé. I'm like, oh my God, sign me up. Keltie, you're on antibiotics. Did I Google, can you drink on antibiotics? Yes. The result, it seemed 50-50, but in my mind, I thought, you know what? Let's not risk it for the biscuit. So I decided to be sober. Saturday night, I get invited to go for drinks with my friends. And they're like, bring your drink. I'm not drinking. I want to bring a jalapeno rosé, and I couldn't, and I invented this, and this is amazing. Okay, step 1, jug of water. Step 2, add lemons. Actually, I'm reversing this. I realized adding the lemons in a future step is more efficient. So we're gonna, I just washed my hands. We're gonna take the lemons out. I swear it's good. I just reevaluated the order. Put them aside. Life hack, keep these parts, the ends, in the fridge and use them for cooking later. I'm gonna put on my salmon. Oh, fuck. Cut up the jalapeno, de-seed the jalapeno. I love me spice, so I normally actually would keep a couple of seeds in because why? I'm psychotic. And I want that like burning. Next step, squeeze lemon juice or go back in here. Grab this guy, freshly squeezed. A lemon or lime electrolyte drink. I'm gonna use 2. Give that a good stir. I don't discriminate how you sweeten your food. If you're a Splenda person, Splenda. If you're a honey person, honey, stevia, whatever your moral beliefs are on sugar, add that to it. Now we add the goodies. Whoop. Can I fit one more in? One more. Oh, baby. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Take this, let that marinate. And then in a couple hours, we're gonna have a jalapeno electrolyte lemonade that is so refreshing. Add a little tequila to it. I wasn't drinking, but the boys were. And it tasted like spicy marg. It's a hangover cure. You're drinking a hangover cure masked as a spicy margarita. Tip number 2, actually, we gotta give Memo C big props on this. Brainstorm the obstacles that are going to be in the way. Negative visualization. I remember my mom used to always do this. When I was a little girl, I would have high anxiety. I'd be nervous before a sports game. And my mom would always say, Keltie, what is the worst thing that could happen? And little Keltie would sit there, I'd be like,
I screw up the song, I throw the ball out, I don't score, we lose.
And then Memo C goes,
And
I'd sit there, I'm like, okay, true. And it's one of those things, you're like, okay, if you lose, then what? Well, we practice harder so we win next time. See what I mean? It's thinking about the obstacles takes away the stress from it. As soon as you know there's gonna be obstacles when you start anything, it's not the end of the world when they come. Today I'm gonna go get a Dexa scan. Lie down your head towards the small I don't really care what my body fat percentage is, my metabolism. It's just more of just seeing how my body changes. So I'm doing a lot of testing with actual fitness gadgets. So it's not really I care about my baseline of calories or I'm gonna use it to be really specific for, but I'm doing a lot of challenges and tests that are gonna involve metabolic testing. The 3 scientific hacks to achieving any fitness goal. First is reverse engineer. So have a big goal and break it down to small manageable steps. Second tip, be aware of the obstacles and plan for them. Third, find a way to track progress. For me, that is why I like the run streak. It's really tough the first couple days because you're like, oh, I can easily throw it away. But there's this human nature. Once you've done something and you actually see progress, it's so motivating to keep going. Another great example is just run for the length of one song. And then in a couple weeks, 2 songs is easy. Then 3, and before you know it, you're running for like 10 songs, 20 songs.
Now, normally all these research results would involve me speaking of them, but I'm going to be taking a time off from today of researching Keltie stuff because it is her own personal things. I'm just popping in here to say, trigger warning, we are going to talk about Keltie's body fat percentage, the calories burned. We are all different. If you do exactly what she does, it's not going to help you. We're doing this to see trends over line, to see health baseline. We're seeing it as a whole. Nothing is good or bad. Your body fat percentage does not tell how healthy you are. It's just one indication amongst many of things. Your vitamin levels, VO2 max, how long you can hold a plank. Do you have social relationships? How's your mental health? There's so many factors. So just a little trigger warning, we're going to talk about that. And research Keltie, regular Keltie loves you. Okay, enough of that. Oh God. When I wear those glasses, I don't think anyone knows. I have contacts, so I have contacts and my prescription glasses on at the same time. Oh, I feel sick. Before I say anything here, it was just interesting hearing the people talking about Kim Kardashian's body fat percentage, and she shared it. And I'm not even going to share her numbers because let's not add into it. But then people are saying it's unrealistic because she had a very low body fat percentage and she lost like 7% of body fat. The one thing I was kind of like, oh, I wish this was talked about a bit more. So I'm not going to talk about is it right or wrong. It's very unrealistic what she said because I thought this was really cool. She was in the athletic range, so in a lower body fat percentage, not like dangerous, but definitely low, but her bone density was really good. And that is really hard to do. So it kind of means over 6 months, she was able to increase, maintain muscle mass, and lose body fat. And the reason being, she has a lot of money, she has trainers, she has proper nutrition, proper supplements, the best of the best. Is it possible to lose weight in that time, maintain all your muscle and health? It's possible, but it's incredibly hard, time consuming, and expensive for the average person. Most people have to take a slower approach to make sure they don't lose bone density, because the worst thing you could do is lose bone density, because that will lead to osteoporosis. That is how you get injured. That little tidbit, like, once again, I'm just judging on a very small thing and I'm trying not to be judgmental, but I just wanted to remind anyone, even if you see someone do it who's a celebrity, just remember they got a chef, a dietitian, a trainer, all these things, versus like us normal folks who are like, oh, I want to lose 7 pounds. I'm just gonna go in a calorie deficit, let alone like all the health parameters you have to maintain that celebrities have. So I wanted to talk about that. Metabolic rate, I want to show how different they were. So the actual oxygen machine had me at like 1301 for my basic metabolic. Now, is that how many calories I need a day? No. Just even if I'm not active, that means I still need another like 300 to 500 just from like daily movements. Now, days I'm active, it's another 1,000. So it's probably in the high 2,000s for me, low 3,000 sometimes with my crazy challenges. But I did one of those you stand on scales, and it's funny how different that was because this one said like 14, 18. No, it's only 100 calories, it doesn't matter. But that's what I was like, even if you count calories, that is a personal choice. I'm not gonna judge you if you do or you don't wanna do intuitive eating, but just realize no matter what, it's gonna be so inaccurate. Even just the testing of getting done is inaccurate. Food labels aren't 100% accurate. You don't know how much you move every day. It's gonna change so much. That's how variant even technology is. And also the body fat percent. Now, this one, on that machine, it had me like 18.4. Now, the full Dexa scan had me at 25%. So right there was a 7% difference. But also take into account, this is interesting, I think it said I had about 30 pounds of fat, 86 pounds of lean muscle tissue, 4% of bone, 25% body fat. Now, at first people might be like, wow, that's excessively high, because the bodybuilding community and all this has changed that like if you have to be below 21% to be like lean and athletic. 25% includes your brain. Like 30 pounds of pure fat is pretty in the essential range. Because like even for me, at first I heard 25%, I was like, ooh, is that borderline a little high? They're like, no, we don't want you losing anymore. Not that I'm like scary range, but it's like it's a very healthy thing. So I just thought that was interesting, just of like the warpness. I don't know where in my mind it was always painted that like 17 to 22 is like athletic, and like 22 to like 28 was like lifestyle, and like 28 and above was obese. Maybe those are just numbers that I'm told, but that's why we can't even concentrate on these numbers. And even like they have my metabolic rate here, it was 1263. So it's a different one there. Like everything's gonna be different. And for me, it's less about the actual numbers, it's just more seen over time, my bone density. And that's something I need to work on. So my hip bone density was healthy, but actually my back bone density wasn't as good as it could be. Now I just had to take a big time off weight training because of surgery, so that could have an impact. And also I think I know what it is. I talked it through with the doctor. I was like, I think I know what it is. I'm gonna eliminate this thing from my diet for 6 months and reevaluate. I know some people are gonna be angry that I shared these numbers. The reason I did all this, I got my blood work done before my breast surgery. I'm gonna get my Dexa scan, my VO2 max, which, ooh, I was in the top,
100 percentile of that. So I think I was 56, and like pro athletes are in like the 60s and like marathon runners in the 70s. The reason I wanted to get all this is that was something in my late 20s. As I approached my 30s, I was like, I really want to start taking health into my own hands. We don't really have the technology right now. It's a lot of like find a cure versus the prevention. Was like, this is financial. I'm not loaded. I'm not like Kim that I'm like, oh, Dexa scan. I was like, this is a big investment in myself that I'm going to do, because it's all about seeing changes over line. You know, if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you have that disposable income, I think doing your blood work, your bone density taken, and all that is like super important, because you just see the trends in 5 years. Like your bone density is actually going down versus seeing your bone density for the first time and you don't know. Like that was a big thing. My bone density isn't what it should be, but it's not doomed. There's changes I can make now versus in 10 years being like, oh, I had no idea I had bad bone density, when I can still easily make changes. And my big thing is this, and this is kind of where it's the start of my journey, is I have a bunch of long-term 6-month plans that I'm doing to see more of a scientific approach, how it affects me in like a very cost-efficient way. And then I hope I can show you guys and bring on some dietitians and professionals. That's what I'm working with behind the scenes. And come January, I'm gonna have all the summary of these 6-month challenges for you guys and show the results, see if they worked or didn't, and really work with professional. And I really wanna give cost-efficient recommendations. Everything I'm doing for the next 6 months is pretty much free for you guys. And I'm hoping to make improvements in all these areas. Do not feel guilty about any of these numbers. That's also something we've gotten to a place in body positivity, fitness, intuitive eating. It's great. But we're almost giving more weight to these things by making them so taboo. I think it'd be really beautiful if we could all get to a place that someone just said their weight and no one, it just didn't affect you. Instead of everyone being like, don't mention it, don't mention it. Just be like, oh yeah, I weigh blank. Oh, okay, cool. Doesn't affect me. I'm built different. I have different amount of bones than you. I want to start sharing these and sharing as a whole. So it's not like, let's just focus on weight loss. Let's just focus on body fat. Let's just focus on speed. We can just destigmatize everything. And maybe some people don't believe with that. And I'd love to hear you guys, because if you do think this is a problem, sharing it is talking about it more openly gonna destigmatize it, or should we keep it just very private? Also, I'm just so excited. I'm so motivated. It just feels like finally my channel is back to where it used to be, and thank you if you've stuck around during this time. Like, I've really tried to make entertaining content, but it has been an incredibly challenging 2 years for me, because I had momentum on my channel. I was making these challenges I wanted to do. COVID happened. I just had to make the best of what I could with the world closed. And the last little while, gyms were still not always open. And then last year, they're finally opening up. I had all those dental injuries. I had surgery. Then of course traveled, and now I'm back, and now finally I'm like, no, I can like set a 6-month goal. I can set a 1-year goal and work towards it, and that is so motivating. And I hope you guys all feel the same, and we can kind of do this together, whatever your goal is. And just some fun videos. Like, sometimes life doesn't have to be that deep also. Like, there's gonna be a couple of those. Like, sometimes I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna eat like Bella Hadid for 24 hours just so I have an excuse to go to Carbone. The last 5 years really trying to figure things out. I'm like, I have that direction. I've put in the work. I did the surgery. I recovered, and I'm ready to go. Let's hope inflation doesn't kill all of these hopes and dreams. I'm really excited. I'm motivated. I'd love to hear down in the comments any goals you guys are working towards, because I think there's a universal, like, let's fucking go. Let's live life. Let's, like, we can plan 6 months in the future. But most importantly, have a great day. Go pet a dog. Love you guys. Bye.